Okay, I'm going back and listening to the reading that I did
about the H-1 visas, etc., the flip-flopping of Trump. So let's see what else we have in here. So if we look at it starting this way with the foundation, this darker drama with the jungle when it comes to controlling in a toxic nature, anchoring in the White House friends, okay? What we have at the center of it is the direction. There's a fly in the ointment, and the timing of this, what's under the surface when it comes to these talks on the future and things being cuts being made.
Okay, so one thing I want to say on watching this back, there were 3 holdouts that were not voting for Mike. In the first go-round, he absolutely lost the vote. Then he went back and made backdoor deals to get in, and 2 of them changed their vote. So I'm sure that the backdoor deal had something to do with what's coming up here in this reading, but let me go and finish watching some of this.
We have the business, lights on arguments, contracts, alliances, crafty going forward, being eaten away. Okay.
So some of them, again, the crafty alliances were being cut. Again, they went back and made backdoor deals. So to change, I'm sure, some of this, but let me go and finish watching this.
Let's look at the center of this. What's being hidden? What's hidden are these contracts, toxic alliances, okay? Going this way under the surface, we have this bid to control.
Wanting to control.
When it comes to the craftiness, the things that they're trying to get away with, the arguments being anchored in, the timing of these things that they're trying to say. When we look here at the fly in the ointment, the direction of the timing of this, light being shed on the jungle nature of it, and the fly in the ointment is about controlling business, etc.
So again, the fly in the ointment was controlling business. They went back, 2 of them, and made backdoor deals. So, people are saying, well, he did get elected. You said he wasn't going to get elected. You're going to only, again, read the energy of the moment. And in that moment, there were holdouts. So I'm going to continue watching this. But, again, after the fact, you go back and watch it again, and you can figure out what's going on, what happened with it. The future things, they were looking at anchoring in perhaps some cuts that they wanted to see done. They wanted to have something done with the future on some cuts maybe they were going to make. And friends, in a backdoor deal, again, the future with the craftiness, they went back in there to mitigate some things. And so let's see what it comes back. There were some toxic things of control being anchored in that perhaps they wanted to make some changes with Mike about.
And this darker arguments that are being made, okay? Then we go over here and look at the future. The friends, the toxic friends, okay, the friends that are crafty, trying to put this in, cutting, anchoring in some of these cuts, again, cutting some of this, the talks that are going on when it comes.
And again, all of that, if you go back and watch the video again, some of these things that were coming up in that reading could be some things that they were negotiating with Mike behind the scenes that switched and changed at the second vote.
where these things are going with the White House. Okay. So it's they're looking at what's going on, it looks like, with Trump with all of this. Okay. Again, what's under the surface, the timing about what's under the surface, the control,
So I'm going to stop that there and then go ahead and proceed up to the second reading and look at that again. So we had the harvest,
take into account the history, looking at the things that Speaker Johnson has done or not done, as the case may be. The energy coming into it is feeling it's a tower moment. Okay, a lot of implosions happening. And looking at where this is driving forward to rapidly. Okay, so the history, they're talking about events coming in, the harvest, where this is going, the possible tower moment about all of this.
And the juggling, okay? So what they were doing at that point was juggling, because the first one, okay, was going forward. The energy coming in was a tower moment, which meant that the first vote, he did not get in. And then he came back and was juggling some things, okay?
What's going on now? They're juggling these things.
Trying to strengthen their position
of it.
Yeah.
And new opportunities when it comes to going forward or not. Opportunities, again, where this is moving to, and the history being juggled. That they're coming in with. The challenge is the lid is off and trying to evaluate these things emotionally.
And then it came up to a new action. The challenge was he had to have that new action to get in.
About the new actions when it comes to this. And some things feeling out of control, out of being out in the cold with some things when it comes to some of the new monetary things. Okay, so this could also be looking at the government programs, all the things they want to cut and what's coming in with that. The outcome is
the outcome was push and pull. Okay, so you go back again and you look at what's happened, and there was push and pull. The outcome after the first vote was push and pull.
With this. So it doesn't look like this is going to be easy going forward. There are some hidden things.
What was it that was hidden?
And let's look and see what the hidden things are. What's being hidden is this feeling of some losses.
Okay, so the hidden thing was he faced the loss on the first vote, okay? And there was the push and pull.
Some losses being hidden.
Okay.
When it comes to what's being birthed.
So what was being birthed? What was coming up? They went back to the table with Mike, made some revisions, backdoor deals, and then he got in the second vote. Okay, but let me look and see what the rest of it, underneath of it all, what was coming out on there.
So if we look at this, going forward, there's a push and pull when it comes to what's being birthed and the history. So it doesn't look like it's going to go forward really easily for Johnson.
See, I said it wouldn't go forward easily, and it didn't. The first vote, he got knocked out. He did not make it. He made it the second vote because he went back and did backdoor deals. Let's see the rest of it.
Okay, the new action being juggled when it comes to the history going forward to the new opportunity. Again, it's going to be a push and pull with that.
Yeah, so again, it went up to the challenge was a new action. They had a push and pull. He faced the loss, and it was what was coming in, being birthed in, which was for the secondary vote. They went back and made that backdoor deal. But let's go forward. I want to go forward to what's under the surface. Okay, let me see what it was.
And just the fight going forward when it comes to wanting a victory. The light is being shed when it comes to the things happening with the wealthy and control. Who's got control of this? Some things being
okay, so the control could have been about his holding on to the speakership, and then the next card out was the things that were blocked that they had to go back and make a backdoor deal about. Let me see what the rest is.
That's coming up. When it comes to the wish fulfilling, there is some pain with that. Message about the actions of the darkness of this and the nightmare scenario they feel is happening with it, with things up in the air, and the abuses of power when it comes to...
Okay, so looking at that, going back through, they saw there were darker elements, things coming in that they didn't want to deal with, some abuses of power, some strong things coming in from Trump, and they went back with Mike and made deals, backdoor deals.
And so some of them will be wanting to be guarding against that. There will be an agreement about the burden.
Okay, so they went back and made an agreement about what things were being held.
Again, control some of this.
And then the last card was the things, these restrictions. So it could be the restrictions that they wanted to see coming in, okay, but they made a backdoor deal. So going back, sometimes when you look at a reading and then you go back, you can see how things progressed from that point, okay? From that point as to how things wound up playing out. So, yeah, it's it makes sense now, okay? So reading was about taking action, not liking the harvest of some of the history, okay? There was a tower moment coming in. They wanted to change that. So coming in, they were juggling this stuff, looking at, taking the lid off, looking at things to push and pull, and they went back and made backdoor deals with him to go ahead and give him the vote to get him in. But he did not get in the first vote, and that's what it was saying. It was saying it was going to be difficult for him to get in. He wasn't going to get in unless he made those backdoor deals, is what it turns out. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online. Hopefully that helps too. You know, sometimes you go back and you look at the reading again, because I don't remember everything that comes out in a reading. I just remember that it was saying it was going to be difficult for him, which it was. He had to make the deals. If he wouldn't have made those backdoor deals, they would not have given him the vote.